The other day at my gentleman's club, I met James, a former military officer now in his mid-70s. The moment he walked into the room, conversations quieted and heads turned. It wasn't his expensive watch or tailored suit that commanded attention. It was something far more powerful. After decades of studying what makes men truly magnetic in their golden years, I've discovered that extraordinary men like James share 5 distinct qualities. Today, gentlemen, I'm sharing these insights with you. And the first one might challenge everything you believe about staying attractive as you age. Before we begin this journey together, if you value wisdom about maintaining your edge as you age, support our brotherhood by liking this video and joining our community of distinguished gentlemen. Now, let's explore what sets truly remarkable men apart. Number 1, the power of elder warriors' wisdom. Let me share something profound I've learned through years of careful observation. True magnetism at our age stems from embracing what I call the elder warrior's wisdom. This isn't about competing with younger men or chasing the shadows of youth. It's about embodying the quiet, unshakable confidence that only decades of experience can cultivate. I'm reminded of George, a 75-year-old former CEO I've had the privilege of knowing for 20 years. His story perfectly illustrates this principle. After stepping down from his corporate position, he experienced what many men fear, a sense of loss, a questioning of purpose. But within this apparent void, he discovered something remarkable. Instead of feeling diminished by retirement, he found his true power. What truly sets him apart isn't just his past achievements. It's how he transformed his executive experience into wisdom that serves others. Now he mentors young entrepreneurs, but not in the traditional sense. He doesn't lecture or impose his views. Instead, he has mastered what I call the elder's inquiry, the art of asking those deep, penetrating questions that only someone with his life experience could formulate. I recently watched him work with a young tech entrepreneur who was facing a crisis of confidence. Instead of offering direct advice, George shared a parallel from his own journey 40 years ago, a story of near bankruptcy that he transformed into his greatest triumph. The way he told it, with humility, insight, and perfect timing, created a moment of profound connection and understanding. Think of the great tribal elders throughout history. Their authority didn't come from physical strength or material wealth, but from their ability to transform experience into wisdom, crisis into insight, failure into learning. In our modern world, this same principle applies with even greater force. When you fully embrace your role as an elder warrior, you naturally embody a presence that others recognize and respect. This kind of magnetic presence manifests in subtle yet powerful ways. The thoughtful pause before you speak, the steady gaze that shows you're truly listening, the measured response that comes from decades of understanding human nature. You've earned the right to take your time, to choose your words carefully, to let your silence speak volumes. This is the power that makes younger men lean in when you speak, that makes people naturally seek your counsel, that creates an aura of authentic authority no designer suit could ever match. Number 2, the grace of self-mastery. Now let me share what I consider the second most powerful quality of truly attractive older men, the grace of self-mastery. This isn't about rigid control or perfectionistic standards. Rather, it's about what I call seasoned excellence, that rare combination of high standards and gentle wisdom that comes from decades of self-knowledge. Consider Richard, a 77-year-old former diplomat I've studied closely. His approach to self-mastery is like watching a master artist at work. Everything he does carries the weight of intention, yet appears effortless. His grooming isn't about vanity, it's about respect for himself and others. His home isn't merely organized, it's curated with purpose. His daily routine isn't rigid, it's rhythmic, like a well-composed piece of music. But the true power of his self-mastery lies deeper. It's in how he handles challenges. Recently, I watched him navigate a complex family dispute. Where others might have reacted with frustration or anger, Richard displayed what I call emotional sovereignty. He listened with patience, spoke with measure, and maintained his composure not through suppression, but through genuine inner peace. This level of self-mastery creates an extraordinary attractiveness because it demonstrates something rare in our world: complete ownership of oneself. It shows in the small things: how he maintains eye contact during uncomfortable conversations, how he acknowledges mistakes with grace, how he carries himself with dignity even in casual settings. The key to developing this quality lies in understanding that self-mastery isn't about perfection. It's about integration. It's about accepting our imperfections while continuously refining ourselves. It's about maintaining standards not to impress others, but as an expression of self-respect. Number 3, the art of distinguished connection. In my years of studying truly magnetic older gentlemen, I've observed a quality that's becoming increasingly rare in our rushed digital world: the art of what I call distinguished connection. This isn't about superficial networking or social media presence. It's about creating those profound moments of human understanding that only a man of experience can facilitate. Take William, a 72-year-old retired judge whose presence I've studied closely. His approach to human connection is like watching a master conductor lead an orchestra. At a recent family gathering, I observed something remarkable. A heated political discussion was brewing, the kind that typically tears families apart. But William transformed this potential conflict into what I call a wisdom space. He didn't take sides or try to dominate the conversation. Instead, he created an atmosphere where different viewpoints could coexist, where wisdom could emerge from disagreement. The secret lies in what I call earned authority. At our age, we don't need to prove ourselves through forceful arguments or clever comebacks. Instead, William demonstrates a more powerful approach. He listens with his entire being. When someone speaks, they feel not just heard, but understood. He has mastered the art of the thoughtful question, the kind that opens minds rather than closes them. I've seen him connect effortlessly across generations. With his grandchildren's friends, he shows genuine curiosity about their digital world. With his peers, he shares deep insights about life's journey. With everyone, he maintains what I call dignified authenticity, being genuinely himself while honoring the dignity of others. This quality becomes particularly powerful in mentoring relationships. Unlike younger mentors who often feel compelled to provide immediate solutions, William creates spaces for discovery. He understands that true connection isn't about delivering wisdom. It's about creating conditions where wisdom can emerge naturally. Number 4, commanding physical presence. Let's address something vital about attractiveness at our age: physical presence. This isn't about competing with younger men at the gym or trying to recapture past athletic glory. It's about what I call embodied dignity, the art of moving through the world with grace and purpose. I've observed this quality in Admiral Thompson, now in his late 70s. His power isn't in physical strength, but in what I call conscious carriage. Watch him enter a room. His movements are deliberate but not stiff, dignified but not rigid. Recently, at a naval reunion, I studied how he navigated a crowded space. Among officers half his age, he commanded attention not through height or stature, but through the quality of his presence. The secret lies in understanding that our bodies tell stories. Every movement becomes a sentence, every gesture a paragraph. The goal isn't to erase the signs of age, but to carry them with honor. Think of a well-aged oak tree. It doesn't try to be a sapling. Its beauty lies in its weathered strength, its earned character. This commanding presence comes from three key elements I've identified: conscious movement, postural awareness, and what I call rhythmic dignity. Whether walking, standing, or sitting, Admiral Thompson maintains a connection with his body that speaks of self-respect and earned authority. You don't need to be an athlete to develop this quality. Simple practices like mindful walking, basic stretching, or even Tai Chi can help cultivate this kind of presence. The key is consistency and attention rather than intensity. Number 5, the depth of cultivated knowledge. Finally, let me share what I've observed as a crucial quality that makes older men magnetic: the depth of cultivated knowledge. This isn't about academic credentials or memorized facts. It's about what I call lived wisdom, the kind of understanding that can only come from decades of thoughtful experience. Consider Thomas, an 82-year-old architect I've studied closely. While he no longer designs buildings, his understanding of proportion, balance, and harmony transcends architecture. During one memorable conversation, he explained how the principles of structural integrity in buildings mirror the importance of personal integrity in life. His knowledge isn't compartmentalized. It flows across boundaries, creating unexpected connections and insights. The key to developing this quality lies in approaching learning not as accumulation, but as integration. It's about seeing patterns, understanding principles, and connecting seemingly unrelated ideas. Whether you're exploring history, philosophy, or current events, the goal isn't to collect information, but to deepen understanding. What makes this quality particularly attractive is how it manifests in conversation. When Thomas speaks about any topic, from classical music to modern technology, he brings a perspective that transcends the ordinary. He doesn't just share facts. He illuminates principles. He doesn't just relay information. He reveals wisdom. Gentlemen, as we conclude our exploration of these 5 magnetic qualities, remember that true attractiveness at our age isn't about competing with youth. It's about embodying the powerful presence that only decades of life can create. These qualities aren't techniques to be mastered, but expressions of authentic maturity to be cultivated. If this video resonated with you, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your wisdom enriches our community of distinguished gentlemen. Until next time, carry yourself with the dignity you've earned.